The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey folks, good Wednesday morning to you, and welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor, text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, courtesy of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, Spring Street. Taxi service provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, on Virginia Street in Charleston. Tony's winter hours, Mondays 11 to 3, Tuesday through Friday, 10:30 to 5:30. Saturdays by appointment only. Check out bestmastertaylor.com or Tony's Facebook page for more information. It's sunny and 75 in the capital city right now. I'm holding to that till it actually is. Actually, a nasty drive home and a drive in this morning for a lot of folks, especially those of us who live in Putnam County. A hurricane got about 3.5 inches of snow. Not so much here in downtown Charleston, maybe more or less where you live. I don't know. I am over it. And I know many of you are too, but we do have more snow on the way for Friday. Then we're going to get a break, a big one. Temps in the 50s possible next week. I'll take it. Coming up a little bit later on the show, Delegate Angie Shamblin will stop by, Republican from the 59th. Going to get some updates on some things going on under the dome. You may have heard this story, and it is a terrible one indeed. A dog was brought into the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association on Sunday, I think it was, shot perhaps twice, thrown from a car, and there are some reports that someone tried to run over the dog with the car. That dog's name was Stubbs, and he has passed. He actually had to be put down due to complications from his various medical procedures. A lot of people, including myself, want some answers. Pretty upset about that. We're going to bring in Angie Gillenwater, who's normally with us on Friday with our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Talked to Angie about it last night, so she's going to come on the show in the second segment to give us an update on the investigation into this. Plus, we'll get to your calls and texts, too. Oh, by the way, Wilson and Meadows are at the Capitol for WVU Day today, so we'll check in with them toward the end of the show. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor, text 304-935-5008. Well, and welcome now to the show, Charleston City Councilman Chad Robinson, who serves in Ward 20. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you for being here. Before we get to why you're here, explain Ward 20 to us.
Ward 20, Kanawha City, Lower Donnelly to South Ruffner, across McCorkle, takes in the hospital towards UC. I stay on the hillsides of the railroad tracks, basically, is the entire of my ward. Okay. And you are up for re-election. I presume you are running for re-election. I am.
Okay. All right. Why? I'll give you this, and then we'll move on. Why? I don't know whether you have opposition or not, but why should someone vote for you for re-election?
Hey, you know what? I'm a Charlestonian. I've lived in Kanawha City for over 40 years. I'm there just to help. I'm not there for the next step up. I want to make sure that Kanawha City is better for before I started and when I finished. So, you know, I've been in all the youth leagues, basketball, Kanawha City Basketball Youth League to Little League Baseball and Softball. Just want to make sure, you know, we have things for our kids to do and create businesses and places to live in Kanawha City and Charleston.
All right, let's get to Kanawha City specifically, because you've been on the show several times over the last couple of years talking about the ongoing construction in Kanawha City when that was causing a lot of problems with businesses. That seems to, you know, have well, what is the status now? I mean, things have kind of wrapped up over there.
Well, I think
that's a relative thing.
Well, I think we're at the end. You know, the storms have caused some problems with the water lines, and some of the brand new sidewalks have been torn up in the last few days because of water main leaks and things like that. But yeah, I think we're at the end of the construction project. It looks like they're cleaning things up with the construction areas. But you know, during all that, it felt like 20 years that McCorkle Avenue was being worked on. Our business has suffered. And
so some of them actually went away, right?
Oh, we lost several. We still have a lot of empty storefronts. But we got through it, and now we have to help get new businesses, but more importantly, protect the locally owned businesses we have and recruit new ones to Kanawha City.
What's that recruitment process like for you or developers or anybody else? Why should people consider having a business in Kanawha City?
Well, so about 2 years ago, I was at the end of the construction, as we talked about. I was with Mayor Goodwin, and I told her we're struggling. I mean, our business is struggling, so we need to do something to help them. So I asked for Charleston Urban Works to come in and take Kanawha City as one of their areas in Charleston, and I was fortunate enough to get money in the budget to bring Charleston Urban Works to Kanawha City, and that just kicked off last year with the city and Rick Cavender and his group. We've started a new working group. We've got a logo now. We just had our first open house at Tim Hogan's in January. We had a great turnout. We've already had one ribbon cutting for Jersey Mike's. We're getting ready to have another one for a bridal store that's getting ready to open up. And there's a lot of talk about what else is coming to Kanawha City. We're getting Chipotle now. The Wingstop's coming. And I got in trouble during our open house for mentioning another business that's coming, so I probably won't mention that one. But stay tuned.
I heard that story, Chad. Someone told me about that.
Yeah, there's another business coming in between Applebee's and Chipotle, but I won't mention that on air.
Okay. All right. Can you give us a hint as to what kind of business? Or you just want
maybe a breakfast or all 24-hour breakfast place.
Okay, all right.
Maybe,
or
possibly.
Or maybe a hardware store. We'll just throw that out there. Or maybe a tractor supply. I'm just throwing it out there. Now, we'll find out what it is when we get closer. We're talking to Chad Robinson, City Councilman in Ward 20, which covers primarily Kanawha City. What about the residential parts of Kanawha City? I mean, what's appealing because we know that there is a housing shortage everywhere in the Kanawha Valley. We talked to Terrell Ellis a lot from Advantage Valley about that sort of thing. There's a housing shortage everywhere else. But if we have enough housing, or I know we probably need more, what is appealing about Kanawha City for families to come to?
Well, first and foremost, it's convenient. We're minutes from downtown Charleston. The majority of Kanawha City is flat roads, private, single resident family homes. We do have them out, like my ward is on the hillsides, but a lot of up in the hollers, as you say. Mm-hmm. But we have a lot of homes that are nice, single family. I've lived in Kanawha City for 40 years. I won't leave Kanawha City. And you know what? It's nice. It's convenient. We have our stores. We'll bring back some other grocery stores, things like that. And it's for everyone.
That was going to be my next thing. What's on your wish list for Kanawha City, Chad?
Well, Drug Emporium. I think it's recently been purchased. I think it's going to be renovated. The Kmart property has been purchased. Looks like we're going to get a interstate, not a gas station, not a truck stop, but a place where individuals traveling can jump off the interstate, buy their gas, food, jump back on.
And let me just stop you right there. It's not Buc-ee's. Before everybody starts losing their mind over Buc-ee's is not coming to this area. Don't get that even in your head. Okay, go ahead.
We already have our sheets. It's not a larger sheets. But things like that, we just have to continue to do things for Kanawha City. And you know what? I always focus on Kanawha City, but it's about Charleston.
Yeah.
Anything we do in Kanawha City for businesses, it benefits Charleston. It all trickles down. So what we can do for our businesses now and continue to recruit business with the city and Audrey and Urban Works, that's what we're here to do.
And I have Rick Cavender from Urban Works is going to be on the show on Friday, I think. He'll be here joining us on Friday. We're talking to Chad Robinson, City Councilman in Ward 20 here in Charleston. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. They're hiring. They have 2 positions available for field technicians. Experience not required, but would be helpful. Check out pinnaclecorp.net for more information or call them 304-757-5204, 304-757-5204. Pinnacle Consultants, what you don't know can't hurt you. We had a text here. It says, Dave, I haven't been in Kanawha City in forever due to the never-ending construction mess. I just go around using the interstate. Is it finally done?
Come back. We want you back. Come eat lunch, get your gas. groceries, come on back to Kanawha City. The McCorkle's open, ready to go.
You and I were talking off the air about about how harsh this winter has been. Overall, it's really not been that bad. It just seems like it because the snow and ice from that last storm last weekend is still hanging on. How is that area, or how is the city? Because you serve all of Charleston, being a city councilman, even though that's your ward. How's the city doing when it comes to keeping things going? We had another little snowfall last night, and there's always questions about salt and things of that nature. I know Charleston City Council, I think, addressed it Monday night during their meeting. How's the city been doing in all this?
First and foremost, you have to thank the guys out there all day, all night. I mean, they're everywhere. The ice, Brent Webster's crew, and not to mention just the salt trucks, the refuse, getting out there in the middle of the storms. But overall, Charleston is clear. After a storm last night, I mean, I live off of 50th Street in Kanawha City, and McCorkle Avenue, the state does a good job with cleaning it. We still have some back roads that have ice, but with the limited availability of salt, which we just, as you said, we did purchase more salt at Monday night's council meeting,
which is not an easy task in and of itself right now. Try to get it.
Yeah, the barges were stuck. Locked out, so we couldn't get the salt in. We brought some tonnage in on railroad, but hopefully more to come. But it's a long process. The ice is the worst part, and I think we did a good job. But everyone has to understand that with the low temperatures we had, hopefully it's a past tense, that the salt doesn't work at those low of temperatures. Mm-hmm. So putting it down is one thing, but going away is another with the temperatures the way they were.
All right. Chad, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show to give us some updates on things not only going on in the ward that you serve in the Kanawha City and that vicinity, but also other things going on in Charleston. And Charleston is going to come alive again once we thaw out, okay? Because before you know it, the bicycle event will be in town in spring. I spent a lot of time talking about Dirty Birds baseball. They're going to be coming back here before you know it. We'll have regatta, and things will start to maybe slowly get back to normal here in Charleston.
It has to. Charleston is thriving right now under Mayor Goodwin's administration and city council. We're lots of activities. Downtown's booming. Hopefully Kanawha City, we see one of those events here in 2026.
Let me ask you this before I let you go. I don't want to blindside you this, but I do want to ask you because one of the things we've talked about on the show a lot over the last month or two, actually, let me take that back. The last 5-6 years that I've been doing this show is the town center. We know that the city has been talking with or about to enter into negotiations to take over the town center. Do you have an opinion on any of that?
You know what? Something had to be done. And the Mayor Goodwin jumped off the cliff, and we're going to do that. Hopefully it works out. It will never come back as the town center with shopping. It's going to be multi-use. There'll be a lot of investors, hopefully. We have to do something for that part of town. And, people talk about, it's not like Barbersville. Well, Charleston's not like Barbersville. And we have to look at different uses of the town center, whether it's housing on one level, restaurants on another level, and some retail. But it's going to be a long discussion. And, I applaud the mayor for taking the leap, and let's get it done.
All right. Chad, because you're a Charlestonian, you can remember the heyday of the town center, like a lot of us can. Even though I'm not from Charleston, I can definitely remember.
We hung out all the time at the Kanawha Mall and the town center. That's where we hung out.
Yeah. All right. We did have one more text. I promise I'll let you go. Texter wanted to know, will the city have to repave the roads with the bike race coming in?
Each year, there's a list of the 2026 paving cycle. We should receive that soon. And they do look at the areas of the bike race to make sure some of those areas are new paved or have issues from last year. So yeah, those routes will be looked at.
All right. Chad Robinson, Charleston City Councilman in Ward 20. Appreciate you being here as always, my friend. Thanks so much.
Sir.
Coming up a little bit later on, Delegate Andy Shamblin is going to stop by. Plus, we are going to talk to Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association about this horrific case. Now the investigation continues, trying to bring some people to justice for what they did to that dog that eventually was dropped off at the shelter and eventually lost his life. We are coming back right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses live to make life better for you and your family.
Disaster strikes sometimes, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world. Rainbow Restoration of Kanawha and Putnam counties can take the worry and stress out of putting your home back together when disaster does strike. Whether it's fire or water damage, mold removal, or even full-service reconstruction, the trained professionals at Rainbow Restoration can help make it home again. It's not the end of the world with Rainbow Restoration. Call 304-201-0101.
Biggly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street has served 3 generations of shoppers since 1955 as the largest locally owned independent grocery store in the area. The Joseph family owners grew up here, so you know they're invested in the community. They provide the biggest variety of choice meats, the freshest produce, in-house deli bakery, great wine selection, and more of your favorite brands. Every purchase gives you gasoline points so you can save at our pumps. Order online or pick up at BigglyPigglyWiggly.com. Not just any Piggly Wiggly, Biggly Piggly Wiggly.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Welcome back to the show, 924, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Line, brought to you part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. It's wintertime now, but we're already thinking about baseball. And Gomart Ballpark now would be a good time. Get your season tickets, Dirty Birds merch, and more. Visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Delegate Andy Shamblin coming up a little bit later on in the show. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text, 304-935-5008. Text says, I've heard a huge water park at the mall would be huge. Regional destination. Think about that. Well, it could very well be. Text says, I was in Annapolis, Maryland this weekend. They have a very large indoor mall with no vacancies and lots of shoppers right in town. Interesting that malls seem to operate very normally in places other than in Charleston. Texter, I will say this, if you don't care, if you could text back, I'm just kind of curious, do they charge for parking there? And does it adequately compare to the town center? Not taking issue with you. I'm just asking a question. I'm just, a lot of downtown malls have failed because that was a model that was very popular in the late 70s, early 80s, and it kind of went away. And I think the point that Councilman Robinson made, you can't compare, the Huntington Mall or a Southridge with the model that is the Charleston Town Center. I mean, it's just an unfair comparison, in my opinion. I don't get serious about a whole lot. I certainly don't get upset a lot about much these days. But something I do love and get upset about very easily is animals. And this is a very difficult story to talk about, but it's the story that needs to be told, and quite frankly, justice needs to be done. You probably have heard the story by now. Let me stop and let me bring in Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association. Angie, normally have you on Friday. I appreciate you coming in 48 hours early for this segment. Thanks a lot for being here.
It's no problem. It's anything to spread awareness about this story. I will certainly make happen. All
right. So, tell us the story. Take us from the very beginning of the story of this dog named Stubbs.
So Sunday, at the animal shelter, somebody had frantically came in and said that this dog that they had been shot and tossed out of a vehicle. And, of course, our team jumped right into action. We didn't really know what to expect, but we get out to see the animal and immediately triage it to, our clinic where it can start receiving emergency medical action to stabilize it, assess how bad these injuries are. And so our team of one person that day, Rachel, shout out to Rachel if you've seen this on the news. Rachel did a fabulous job stabilizing him by herself essentially that day. But got Stubbs stabilized, and was able to assess injuries further, create a plan for what we're going to do. And in that time of, the chaos of getting him stabilized, the person that brought him in left. They left the building, did not fill out any paperwork. We didn't get a whole lot more info about what was going on with Stubbs, if he was their pet, anything like that. So that's caught us up to about Monday.
Okay, and then take us through Monday.
So Monday, when our veterinarian was back in and our entire medical staff was able to be there, Stubbs was going to go through a procedure to remove bullet fragments from his body. And when he went under anesthesia, his body just simply gave out on him. He was ready to let go. So despite our vet's efforts and despite our entire medical team's efforts, he did pass away before we could even begin surgery on him to repair all the the superficial wounds that he had.
I first saw that story, I think it was Sunday night when you posted on social media, and I shared it on my pages, and one of the other stations, The Mountain, put it on their page as well. And we were hoping for a good turnout, good outcome in this, and it didn't happen. I thought it was interesting. I actually saw the piece that you referenced, Rachel, that she did with WSAZ television. I actually saw that on the news last night. And she said, and this is one of the things I guess that really stuck with me, Angie, she said that even with what that dog had gone through, he was still being very loving in her arms and wanted his belly rubbed. Now, this is a dog that's been shot twice, thrown out of a vehicle, would have every reason in the world, I mean, with all those health issues, to hate every human being that ever came around him, and he just wanted petted, just like a dog that had nothing happen to him.
Yeah, just wanted comfort and love, and that is something about animals that I can never wrap my head around. Just how loyal they are, despite anything bad that happens to them. Because I'll tell you what, I could never, share love like that and be as loyal as an animal is.
No, there's no way. We're talking to Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Bridge Valley Community Technical College. Visit bridgevalley.edu. Bridge Valley Community Technical College, your career starts here. Okay, originally, you folks on your social media, whatnot, were asking, for people to make donations. I'm sure people came, for the medical bills and whatever. I even reached out to you and said my wife and I would gladly make a donation. And then the dog succumbed to his injuries. So if people made those donations, what happens with the money now?
So Stubbs was not the only critical patient that we have in our care. He's just one that happened to get a lot of attention, which is great. He can bring awareness to the other 200 some animals that we are taking care of right now. And a lot of those guys are critical condition, are being monitored every day, also need, life-saving surgeries and, medical care. So any money that was donated towards Stubbs, again, since he has, since passed, money will be used to help other animals with their medical procedures. Or even if there's not anything critical and life-saving going on, that money is going to go towards animals that are healthy but, need a vaccination or a spay-neuter surgery. So it's going to be repurposed into helping the community and helping the animals still. And, in the name of Stubbs, if you will.
Right. I love that part of it. Okay, so let's get to and we don't want to do or say anything that's going to hamper an investigation because there is an ongoing criminal investigation of what we understand. So what you're telling me is someone just showed up at the shelter on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. What time frame was it again?
It was the afternoon hours, but before the PM hour,
right,
4 to 5 p.m. range. So I would say anywhere between 1 and 3.
Okay,
around that time.
All right. So somebody just shows up and they have this dog, and they come in and they say, "Look, this dog has been shot and thrown from a car." And while Rachel and the folks were trying to get care for the dog, the person left. And again, I don't want to do anything that's going to implicate anyone. If this person, we're not saying that this person did anything wrong, or not saying that they did. We don't know at this point. But can you review video footage of the? I mean, at least I think this person needs to be questioned just to say, hey, how did you? Because we don't even know where this happened, right?
Right, correct. We did not get a location from that person, and it all could be very innocent.
Sure,
the person might not have known that they needed to stick around for us to talk to. Like, it could have been something as simple as that. So if you did bring in Stubbs please come talk to us. We just have a couple questions for you. However, there is video footage that we can review. One of our directors is the only person that has access to that. So we are, talking with her about being able to pull the footage and narrowing down which person exactly entered the building with the animal.
Now, who's conducting the investigation? I'm assuming Charleston Police Department, right? Because the shelter is in the city of Charleston, right? Is that who's conducting the investigation?
So we do fall within the city of Charleston's jurisdiction. So city of Charleston, as well as I do believe that our own Humane officers, they're also getting involved just to get as much feet on the ground as we can in order to, seek justice and find a resolution for Stubbs' story.
And this is what this is all about. And again, if you're the person that turned in that dog, you're not being accused of anything, but I think they do have some questions that they will. I mean, because the person said this dog was shot and hit by a car. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm being judge, jury, and executioner here, but but there are questions like, did you personally, sir or madam, did you personally witness this? Did someone tell you about it? How do you know? And there was one report that came out on the news that, and you can verify this or you can deny it, that someone attempted to run over the dog. Wasn't that part of the story as well?
Yes, our medical one of our chief veterinarians, she had taken a look at Stubbs, of course, after he had passed, just to, if anything had been missed. And he had a lot of bruising on his stomach, which usually indicates, being hit by a car. So it may be, that he wasn't tossed out of a car, but rather that he was struck by one. So, yes, the person that gave us this information, we just want to know how you got that, and we want to, take steps in order to prevent this from happening to another animal.
And please, as I said, sir, madam, please do the right thing. If you were the person that dropped this dog off up there and you had this information, it's great that you did that, but they have questions. Because we want to bring somebody to justice for this, because people have got to know they cannot just do this. They cannot just shoot a dog, throw it out a window, possibly run over it, and think there's not going to be hell to pay for it. Because this, I'm sorry, I get a little fired up about this sort of stuff because I'm an animal lover. You're the person who did this is the lowest piece of crap that ever lived, and you deserve to be brought to justice. And quite frankly, in Dave world, you'd have the same damn thing happen to you that happened to that dog.
Yes, absolutely. I could not agree more. If cruelty to animals is something that is unforgivable and inexcusable to me. But there are laws currently that are going through that hopefully strengthens animal cruelty laws and, makes it much, much easier to seek justice and stronger punishments. So,
absolutely. Because here's the thing about it. If they did it to a dog, they'll do it to a human. That's the thing about it. And if you look at the profile of people that have harmed historically, that have done horrible things to humans, they did it to animals too. That's the thing.
Yep, animals is just the start usually for people that commit acts against other humans. Animals is usually where they start. So.
Someone said here, and I appreciate the text, says, is it possible someone hit the dog with a car and then shot it out of mercy?
I suppose that could be an explanation, which again is going back to that point. Like, hey, we just want information. We could. This is why we don't make assumptions and we don't judge. We have questions and we just want answers. So I suppose that is possible. It's kind of hard to tell which injury had came first, whether it was the bruising on the stomach or the gunshot wound. So it's kind of hard to make that call, but that could be a possibility.
Well, and if that, and again, we don't want to start jumping to conclusions here, but if that is the case, the person was a terrible shot. Apparently they shot the dog twice. And I'm not trying to say that you go shooting animals. I'm just trying to say, we've all heard stories like that, that they would shoot a dog or any kind of animal to get it out of its misery. We don't recommend that, but I'm just saying that I appreciate the text, and I guess it's possible, like you said, Angie, but I don't see that as being very likely. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, if there was an easier way to tell which injury came first, that would be, such an easy answer. But yeah, everything at this point is on the table for us to consider. So yeah, any information at all would be very helpful.
So what do people need to do right now if they say, hey, I got an idea of who did this. I saw this. When again, we have no idea where it even happened. Okay. It could have possibly not even been in Kanawha County. It could have been somewhere else. We don't know. But if people do have information, or going back to your original point, Angie, if they wanted to help in this, what do they need to do?
So if you have any information, number one, please reach out to us at KCHA. Our phone number is 304-342-1576. You can remain anonymous. Any information that you have, any little breadcrumb that you can give us, that would be extremely helpful. So if you have information regarding Stubbs, where he came from, if you recognize him belonging to so-and-so, anything like that would be helpful for us. And if you want to help in ways of making sure this doesn't happen to other dogs, or help us just at the shelter in general, talk to your lawmakers about animal care and animal welfare laws. And if you want to help us just directly at the shelter, please come up, visit us. You can adopt, foster, donate supplies that we need, volunteer your time, or just simply spread the word about Stubbs' story, spread the word about adoptable animals. Anything anything is going to be helpful to us.
All right. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. Normally, you and I have a fun little segment on Friday, and we'll do that this Friday, but this needed to be addressed. Angie, I appreciate it, and hopefully somebody will come forward. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, no problem.
All right, thank you. Angie Gillenwater, Kanawha, Charleston, Humane Association, 22 away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy, West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine, a podcast promoting healthier lifestyles. Going to be on the stage. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetroNews.com, under the podcast menu. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Have you been injured in a trucking incident?
Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Disaster strikes sometimes, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world. Rainbow Restoration of Kanawha and Putnam counties can take the worry and stress out of putting your home back together when disaster does strike. Whether it's fire or water damage, mold removal, or even full-service reconstruction, the trained professionals at Rainbow Restoration can help make it home again. It's not the end of the world with Rainbow Restoration. Call 304-201-0101.
Details.
The latest in news, talk, and sports when 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Call 304-344-9140 for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. All month long, get a 14-inch, one-topping, heart-shaped pizza, $14.99 for delivery, pickup, or dine-in. Visit HustonsPizza.com. Text says, okay, here it is. What happened to this innocent pup should be the last straw for everybody. It's time for people from the shelter, people from rescues, people from the community to gather at the Capitol and demand protection and justice for these animals and harsher punishment for the human garbage that do these evil acts to them. This is ridiculous, and enough is enough. To these people, one question: what did these animals ever do to you to deserve the horror you put them through? By the way, the answer is always nothing. Text says, either way it happened, it's terrible for the dog. At least he had some love in his last moments. Because after all, that's the one thing that struck me about this story, guys, is the one after this dog had gone through all this. And if you saw the story on WSAZ last night, the dog just wanted petted and was loving after he had been shot, we think, twice, and either thrown from a car or run over by a car. I mean, he still just wanted his belly rubbed. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. Welcome to the show now, Republican Delegate from the 59th, Andy Shamblin. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. Good to be on with you.
Thank you for being here. So you got something that you told me in a text called the Blue Envelope Bill. What's a Blue Envelope Bill?
Yeah, the Blue Envelope Bill is a attempt by my colleague, Delegate Walter Hall, who I'm co-sponsoring the bill with. It basically is going to give an outlet to those who have any type of spectrum disorder to have the ability to put a blue dot on their windshield along with the blue envelope, basically for ensuring that they have a better interaction with any law enforcement that they might encounter.
Okay. Where did this, you said it was from Walter Hall. Where did this whole idea come from?
This is a concept that a few other states have also recently adopted, and it's a concept that those in the disability rights community are very much in favor.
I mean, I could see where that would be problematic for somebody that gets pulled over by the police, traffic violation I'm talking about, and not being able to handle things, handling things differently, I'll put it that way.
Right. I think it just gives, and also to clarify, it's a totally voluntary program. Mm-hmm. So we're not mandating that anybody participate in it. I know some people said, "Oh, this is
like Scarlet Letter type thing," or
exactly.
something. You're not doing that at all.
It's not at all. And I think it goes back to the old saying, "Information is power." Mm-hmm. And if we can inform law enforcement, if we can help educate the public more about how those with disabilities have some unique challenges, and we want them to be fully adaptable and be able to function in society. And I think this is just another way. This is another tool in the toolbox towards that goal.
Speaking of knowledge, and you've been on the show frequently, you're a teacher by trade. You and I met actually at Nitro High School when I used to come to your classes and do voter registration drives.
It's been a while back.
A few years. There was talk about making municipal elections in West Virginia partisan. Now, some cities already do that, but not all cities do that. Every city, what I learned at my time in the Secretary of State's office is that every city does things differently according to their charters. Sometimes charters even trump state law, on various things. Some cities are partisan, some are not. As a city councilman that you are in Nitro, in addition to being a legislator, in addition to being, when do you sleep, by the way?
Not enough.
What are your thoughts on that? On making municipal elections partisan?
That's not a new debate in the legislature. That has been proposed every year that I've been there. And, the idea that some have is we want to put labels on all local officials. And as you point at political partisan labels, as you pointed out, some cities are partisan. Mm-hmm. Many of the larger cities are. Charleston is, Huntington is, a few others are. Mm-hmm. But my thoughts on it are pretty simple. In the 14 years that I've been on city council, I don't recall any time in which our city council has had a partisan argument or a partisan disagreement. And in our society today, in which we are just continually, like both sides, and no one's free from blame, and both sides are just continually hammering away with each other. What we're seeing, I think, even at the legislative level, is we're continuing to nationalize our political discourse. And this, in my opinion, is another step towards nationalizing local politics and bringing partisan issues to communities to divide people when those communities have said in the past they don't want them. I mean, these cities now have the ability, if they want to have a partisan election, they have that ability to do that now under state law. And for us to mandate it is, in my judgment, a very poor decision, because just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Now, where does it stand now?
Currently, that bill is in the Judiciary Committee. Okay. It's not. It has not come out.
Well, yeah, and I think you've got a unique perspective, as I said, because in addition to the legislature, you're also a teacher, but you're also you served on Nitro City Council for some time, and I would like to think, and I don't know what your campaign style is, but I like to think that when you're going out and campaigning, door knocking, doing whatever you're doing, no one has ever asked you what you thought about Greenland or Venezuela or pro-life or whatever. I mean, I would think you're a city councilman. Your job is to fix potholes. It's to work on traffic issues, which we'll get to because it's cross lanes. We'll get to that here in a moment. That's what your job is. It shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't matter what your party is. I mean, if somebody asks you or any other person, you'll tell them, I'm sure, right. but I mean, what difference does it make? Work on the sewers, work on the parks. It's not, it's not about these national issues.
Where you're going to put a park, how you're going to fund the police and fire department, what projects the community is going to be engaged in are not partisan issues. Those issues shouldn't know an ideology, right?
Right.
So
in theory.
So that's an issue that I think we need to pay attention to.
What other things have kind of got your attention under the dome? Then we'll go back to cross lanes traffic.
Everybody's favorite.
Every time I say cross lanes traffic on the air, I picture in my head the Jimi Hendrix song, cross town traffic. But we'll talk about Cross Vegas in a moment. But let's talk about some other things that have kind of got your attention under the dome.
Well, of course, one of the biggest topics right now is a potential tax cut, and we're continuing to evaluate the feasibility of that. I am for responsible tax cuts. I think we have to weigh a lot of different equities. I think the budget this year is going to be challenging. We're considering pay raises. We have so many infrastructure challenges. I mean, alluding to cross lanes, it's not only cross lanes, it's all across the state. And I think we need to be very cautious in our approach to this year's budget. And, of course, zooming out for a second, I mean, the House's larger focus has been on running bills that will better the state's economy, improving industrial access roads, improving the amount of grant money that we give to that program, several other economic-focused job bills that our caucus has prioritized.
All right. The governor's tax proposal, that's been floated out there. We've talked about it on this show and other places. Where are you on that?
As I mentioned, I mean, I'm evaluating all the information on that and trying to be cautiously optimistic, but at the same time, I'm a little bit skeptical that we can get there. I don't know that we can get to 10%.
All right. Cross lanes traffic, just to get to you. Nod to Jimi Hendrix there. What's going on?
Well, so they sort of have completed it in reverse order. That's what someone said to me the other day, because if you visualize the cross lanes traffic project from the interstate to Kroger to where AJ is, where it ends, that second section has been more or less completed. There's still some work to do there. But the consequence of that second section being completed from the four-way stop to Kroger has been a new traffic pattern, and that's been pretty confusing for people to grasp. There's now 4 lanes, so it's been pretty confusing on that end. The first section, which is by City National Bank, that's the focus now from there to the four-way stop, and the completion date is still February 2027. So about a year from now, if all goes well, it should be finished.
And we'll still have snow and ice on the ground by that point.
I mean, this Arctic blast or the Snowmageddon.
And Kanawha County, of course, was on Remote Learning Day again today and I know you take a leave to go serve in the legislature, but you don't stop being a teacher. So where are you on the remote learning thing and the amount of time people are outside the classroom, the kids? I mean, I know it can't be helped. I get that, but in a perfect world, I should say.
Well, in a perfect world, and nothing's perfect, right, Dave? Mm-hmm. In a perfect world, every student would be in a classroom learning. Remote learning, I mean, I will say this. There is a segment of our student population that learns well online. But most students benefit tremendously from being in a classroom setting where they can interact with each other, where they can interact with their teachers. And I just think absorbing information in that setting is much easier than setting on your phone or iPad or on a device of some sort at home.
It's just, I mean, and we'll close with this, it's just kind of like people working from home and not working from home. I mean, some people thrive in a work at home setting and some people, not so much. So,
that's right.
Delegate Andy Shamblin, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah,
appreciate
great being
it.
here, Dave.
All right. It's 9:51, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Generations Ford of Hurricane, your family and locally owned Ford dealership, providing customers with X-Plan discount pricing on select new Ford vehicles, meaning you pay what Ford suppliers pay, and if you need service, they offer custom pickup and delivery. Check them out today, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64 or online, generationsford.com. One destination for every generation, Generations Ford. See dealer for details. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Huracan, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
You know us as Polka Valley. The name may be simpler, but our commitment is stronger than ever. At Polka Valley, our role in the community goes beyond banking. Yes, we deliver the trusted banking services you expect, but we also bring expertise in wealth management, financial planning, and accounting and bookkeeping services. Whether you're planning for tomorrow or managing today, you'll find the guidance and relationships you need to move forward. With 8 convenient locations, Polka Valley is here to help you thrive. Polka Valley, relationships matter. Member FDIC.
My name's Chris Miller. I'm president of Dutch Miller Automotive. Jarrett Construction completely renovated and helped redesign Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston. The fit and the finish and the quality of the project is exceptional. He has an attention to detail and an eye for that kind of stuff. You always want to give your best to your customer. It's just as important to him as it is to you. If you're ever looking to build anything, I'd call Jarrett Construction because you know exactly you're going to get something excellent every single time.
Call on Jarrett Construction.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
What brings you to Walgreens today, Mr. Evans?
Well, I'm hosting a little spades game tonight. And you know when I get it going, I put my whole arm into slapping that card down on the table. So I need something for my joints. Gotta keep this arm loose.
Okay, gotta watch out for you. Joint support aisle 5.
Make the most of your Medicare Advantage OTC benefits. Just ask your Walgreens pharmacist about eligible items like joint support.
You gotta wind it up and you hit it like, ah!
A fuller life deserves fuller care. Walgreens.
Details.
Welcome back to the show. The state's premier outdoor sports show, back and bigger than ever. The 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am returns to Milan Park in Morgantown Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th. Over 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, over 200 vendors, all under one roof. Complete details at WVOutdoorSportsShow.com, a WVRC media event. And the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. If you're injured, visit forthepeople.com. Text says, what's going on in Kmart in Kanawha City? Well, according to Councilman Robinson, it's kind of up in the air right now. Text says, Stubbs just asking for pats and belly rubs after the hell that he had just gone through is more proof of just how so much better animals are than people. Try out your wings and fly high now, sweet Stubbs, says a texter. Text says, Dave read yesterday that a Trump-appointed attorney in D.C. said if anyone brings a gun to D.C., they'll be arrested and may not get their gun back. Sounds like to me Trump is coming for our guns. Dave, lawmakers need to stop putting law enforcement in situations where they are in the middle of party politics and dividing communities. Text says, a mandated blue dot on the windshield for people on the spectrum would be more akin to a yellow Star of David with this current federal administration. It's not mandated. Texter, it's not mandated. It is optional. Cross lanes traffic, says a texter, absolutely sucks. I don't see how people can sit in traffic for an hour to go from AJ Middle School to Interstate off and on ramps. Steve Animal, our sister station 98.7 About the Wild and Wonderful Classic Rock, stopped by. I hope to have you on the interview that we did with Angie, but you had some stuff you had to take care of. You're fired up over this Stubbs story.
I am. I'm just beyond words. I mean, it's a dog. I mean, all it wants to do is be petted, get its stomach rubbed, maybe chew on something. You know, what it do?
Much like us.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? Piss off the person who had it, pee on the floor, chew on something, and this is completely unacceptable.
I mean, anytime that because you and I aren't known for our seriousness. I mean, let's be honest with you. But you and I were going back and forth on this thing yesterday to the point of almost vigilanteism, which we want to watch.
Yeah.
We want to watch that. There's an investigation going on. And we still don't know the person that dropped off the dog. And I don't know, you probably didn't get to hear the interview.
I did not.
Angie said that they're trying to they just want to talk to that person. And, look, that person may not be guilty. That person may have found the dog, witnessed it, whatever, but they at least need to talk.
Yeah, there needs to be
see what's
somebody
going on.
knows. And somebody has seen this dog. Like, it just didn't appear out of nowhere. Somebody has seen this dog, a neighbor, maybe a kid, a friend, a family member. And I'm sure if somebody does know whose dog this was, and maybe they are afraid to come forward, maybe we can do something to assist.
Contact the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association if you get any more information on this. And again, if those of you, as Angie said, they have a fund set up in Stubbs' name, actually.
Yes, I saw that.
For animals that have been abused or some that just need proper medical care.
Yeah, and they do. But this is just completely ridiculous. Like, this did not need to happen. And I just don't get it. We coddle too many people, in society of, oh, there's something wrong. Yeah, there's something wrong. And it's like, you need to fix this problem. Like, this person potentially could be on the verge of, if it has no problem shooting an animal and the carelessness of life in general, it's not going to stop them from shooting a human animal, if you will. So,
you're right.
But you can also call Metro at 304-744-6843. That's the non-emergency number there. So,
right. Steve Animal, our sister station, 98.7 Mountain Wild, wonderful classic rock. On a lighter note, you're going to be live at 5th Street tomorrow night, right?
I am, because I need a drink. I am.
You had a little fun trying to get off your heel this morning, too, didn't you?
2 hours. 2 hours. I saw the truck last night at the top, and I don't have much of a grade at all. And
this is in St. Albans, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, and the truck stopped at the top of the hill, looked down, backed up, and drove off, and no plow, no salt. So 2 hours this morning to get out, and a neighbor was nice enough to try to help, but no good deed goes unpunished. It's just, so I was chiseling away at the street with a plastic shovel, and then the missus brought out the metal shovel.
I was going to say the missus brought out the whiskey.
I would have drank it. So finally.
Steve Animal. Ryan, do we have the boys at the Capitol? I haven't heard from them yet, so let's see if we got the boys at the Capitol here. I don't know if they're dialed in or not. They may not be. I don't think they are. Okay, all right, that's fine. They're working. Those guys are working.
They
up there.
are.
It's WVU Day at the Capitol. Huh. Did you hear yesterday?
It was Marshall Day.
Yesterday was Marshall Day. Today's WVU Day. Did you hear yesterday they're supposed to have a printer that makes food, a 3D printer that makes food?
I don't want my food printed. I want my food the old-fashioned way.
And you can get it, Segway, at 5th Street tomorrow
you can.
night.
Come on out for dinner. Join me, and we're going to have a party and a toast to Stubby.
All right, there you go. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. He'll be at 5th Street, downtown Charleston. Steve Animal from our sister station, 98.7 Mountain Wild, a wonderful classic rock. Thank you so much. Thanks to Charleston City Councilman Chad Robinson, to Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, and to Delegate Andy Shamblin. And as always, producer Ryan Nicholson. See you later today on Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, starting at noon today. Wilson and Meadows live at the Capitol coming up at 10:06. I will see you tomorrow morning. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.